So here's another day in the life of a university lecturer video. Today actually turns out to be quite a surprisingly varied and busy day. The day starts off as any work day does, with school and nursery drop-offs. So that was school, this is nursery drop-off 1, and here this is nursery drop-off 2. So that's all 3 drop-offs now completed, and by this point I already feel like I've done a full day's work. Up to this point, I know you've only seen walking footage, but it's such a nice day I thought I'd capture some of my route into the office. So I opened my laptop to get started with work, and of course it needed updating. So I do what any good academic would do in this time, and I doom scroll LinkedIn. And the first order of business is replying to emails. I have written a chapter that will go into an upcoming neuroscience encyclopedia, and the editor has just sent it back to me with revisions. So the next thing on my to-do list was to address these. And of course, it doesn't open on this laptop. So I switched to my other work laptop to get started. And of course, this one needs an update too. Thankfully, most of the revisions were quite light, and I get these done within about 40 minutes. One other role I hold is being the seminar coordinator. This basically means I invite external and internal guests to come give academic talks to our department. We have a talk upcoming today actually, so this is me just preparing an introduction for our speaker. Introduction prepared, now it's time to go set up the room. So here's an action shot of me introducing the speaker, and today we have an internal talk from a colleague, a professor within the department. So here's what an academic talk looks like behind the scenes. Academic talks normally end with a Q&A. I didn't film that. But here's me chatting with the speaker, asking the questions I was too afraid to ask in the Q&A. Seminar finished, and now the plan was to eat lunch before my next meeting. But that didn't happen because I got carried away chatting, so here's me trying to concentrate while hungry. Here we're discussing building a study that will examine if exercise can remedy some of the cognitive complaints in women undergoing menopause. In the meeting, my colleague mentions that we have a super cool lab which we can use as part of the project. So of course, after the meeting, I go check it out. This might be a bit sad, but one thing I particularly love is having a good nose around the lab spaces. Now, I know what you're thinking. Faisal, why are you showing us torture devices? Shouldn't these be banned under the Geneva Convention or something? What you're seeing here are isokinetic knee dynamometers. What that means in English is basically these machines are used to measure leg strength. And the coolest part of all is that all of these machines are made in-house by our fantastic technicians. So a massive shout out to all the research technicians, without which research simply wouldn't happen. Academic field trip over, it was back to my office for some Michelin-starred lunch and highly sophisticated intellectual stimulation. He tends to perform. It was now late afternoon, and the last thing I did was to review a journal paper. Basically just checking if the science is good enough to be published. After that, I finished a few more emails, and it was time to leave the office for the day. Next up was some more parenting chaos, which I will spare you the details of. And then it was time to take my 6-year-old daughter to football practice. And that's it. That's another full day in the life of a UK university lecturer. Please stay tuned for more.